For all the best boxing content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and punch that bell for notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, Broadway Boxing is being brought to you by DiBella Entertainment, and it is sponsored by Corona, La Cerveza Más Fina, Future Legend, Azad Watches, and Everlast. This bout coming your way is scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing in the junior middleweight division. Our 3 judges assigned are Waleska Roldan, Julie Letterman, and Larry Hazard Jr. Our referee in charge, the 3rd man in the ring, will be Harvey Dock. Introducing to you first, to my right, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He's wearing black trunks with white and weighed in at 154.5 pounds. Coming to us from Omaha, Nebraska, he brings with him a professional record of 6 wins, 5 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sean "RAWLEY" Wilson. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing yellow and black trunks and weighed in at 155 pounds. Hailing from White Plains, New York, he is undefeated with 7 wins, and 4 of his 7 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Boyd, the Rainmaker, Melson.
All right, Boyd Melson, a West Point Voice grad, taking on Sean Wilson.
Remember, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Trunks are good. Touch gloves. Touch gloves. Good luck to you.
Let's get the tail to tape, Ryan.
Well, one guy has a knockout ratio of over 50%, the other guy under 1%. So look for the West Point grad Nelson to come out bombing a lighter punching Wilson.
You know, Boyd Melson is just an incredible young man when you talk about being a West Point grad and donates his entire purse to justadollarplease.org, which is a website geared towards stem cell and finding research for spinal cord injuries. Really inspiring young man when you talk about what he's doing in his pursuit of boxing.
Exactly right. He's made a kind of a name for himself in the New York area between having the West Point cadets at his fights. He's been winning, and what he does for the stem cell research is fantastic.
And he got some heavy hands to go along with it.
He genuinely
goes right after Wilson.
See that Melson is a southpaw.
Melson, of course, fighting in the, I guess you would call that silver and yellow trunks. Wilson in the all black.
Wilson, a pride of Omaha, man.
Some of the former, his fellow cadets from West Point are here.
Not much action here, but Boyd Nelson is trying to force the fight.
Trying to load up with that left hand.
From the middle of the ring there, Melson have to really snap the jab. He's just trying to place it to throw a power shot. I'm not sure what Sean Wilson is attempting to do here.
I think the way Melson came out, aggressively winging that left hand, that took a little bit of the confidence and a little bit of the fight away from Wilson. We got Melson and Wilson. We have to be careful with our pronunciation.
And Wilson's a guy 6-5 in his career. Melson undefeated.
Well, Melson has been fighting often. And the reason for that is very simple. He's a real good ticket seller. Who doesn't want him on their cards? He's been on the cards of more than, not just with DiBella, but other promoters as well.
Oh, good body shot there. And a right to the body.
Tattoo this kid with a stick.
All that body work.
Whenever you have space, tattoo.
Round 2. Melson, Sean Wilson going 6 rounds. Clean up some of the ice from Wilson's corner.
Nice right hand by Wilson. Came out on fire. I don't know what got into him in between rounds. You know, I was saying, and we all alluded in the first round, that Melson is, you know, a good person, good-hearted person. But inside the ring, you don't want him that nice. You know, Wilson just, you know, tripped over Melson's foot. And Melson touched gloves as to say, you know, I'm sorry.
Good left by Melson. Body shots there too.
Like a lot of lefties, Melson relies almost extensively, almost exclusively on that left hand. We saw some body punching with the right hand, but his power shot is clearly the left.
Nice body shot again by Boyd Melson.
That's good work there. A couple of body shots that comes to the head, Melson does.
But you come right back on top with a jab. There we go.
Wilson threw a left hook there. Anytime he wants to start fighting, it's all right with me. Want to see something coming back.
Left hand, straight left cross there by Melson, connects.
The viewers should know anytime I make fun of somebody is because Steve has rubbed off on me.
You're innocent.
But you're right. Wilson should. I said in the first round, I'm not sure if he knows what he wants to do.
Well, you see Wilson, his footwork is poor. His feet are parallel a lot.
Dropping his head, just trying to throw haymakers. Listen, I'm not saying he has to be accurate and pinpoint his technique, but he should bring a little bit more.
Well, here comes Melson now, as he's going to work on Wilson. Wilson's trying to cover up.
Nice string of punches.
Good uppercuts there by Melson.
Melson sees that Wilson's bent over, so he's landing shots coming up.
Digging body shot.
But not only that, if you watch, he's digging the shots, but he's moving, he's turning, he's forcing Wilson to move after getting hit to the body.
Blood starting to come out of the nose of Wilson. Final seconds here of this round. And I think Wilson is hurting. This is round 3. And I kind of thought with some of those shots that Melson gave Wilson, especially towards the end, that body shot, I mean, Wilson looked completely gassed.
And to Boyd Melson's credit, he went right back down to the body. Break the guy down. He's not getting over anxious with those headshots or trying to throw headshots. He went right back down to the body.
The cadets are being quiet. Do you hear them? I don't hear them. Shouldn't they be chanting or something?
Wilson. And then Melson responds with a body shot.
The West Point certainly have a very good boxing program up there. My good friend Colonel Flowers run the cadet activity program, and he allows those guys to come down anytime they want to watch boxing to New York City.
Well, it's great that West Point has a boxing program, because a lot of colleges and universities used to have them. Most gave it up. But the military academies still have boxing programs. Melson's pretty much doing what he wants. Now he's backing up a little bit and establishing some room and moving to the side and boxing a little bit. He's being fairly successful doing that as well.
But Wilson's corner is imploring him to let the hands go.
I mean, that would help if you're trying to win a fight. See, Wilson, I don't like that. You know, just covering up, getting peppered with some shots. He just complained about a low blow, but I don't think that was low. Referee Harvey Dock didn't say stop. Again, the nice attitude of Boyd Melson. He got convinced that he threw a low blow.
It's actually kind of a deep conversation. Is what they teach you at the military academies counterproductive to being a good fighter?
Correct.
It's an interesting thought. We probably could talk about that for a long time.
Both guys exchanging punches here, exchanging hooks.
When he squares up, hit him with that straight left hand.
Don't get lazy.
Every time. Beat it up. Every time.
In between rounds, former world champion and trainer of Melson, Joey Gamat said, don't get lazy, keep your hands up and work the jab.
The reason I'm surprised Wilson is still here, given the shots he's taken, especially to the body. He's 6-5, all 5 losses were stoppage losses.
Wow.
It's not over yet, Steve.
Still got time.
And I can see why he gets stopped. He allowed guys to tee off on him.
Hey, he looks like a physically strong guy, but not particularly skilled.
So far, you're right on with that one, Steve.
Heads came together. Is that a cut under the left eye from Melson?
You don't like that, Brian, huh, when they touch gloves like
I hate that.
I love it. I love it.
I hate when boxers do that.
It irks me.
But because you do that doesn't mean that you're any less intense.
No, not at all. Not at all. But your opponent can lull you to sleep by doing that.
Good left hooks by Melson.
But you're not suggesting sportsmanship has no place in boxing, are you?
It does. I mean, there's a time and place. It's not mandated for you to touch gloves every 5 minutes.
Sure.
Case in point, Floyd Mayweather. You know, he lulled Victor Ortiz to sleep.
Well, Victor Ortiz caused his own problems.
No, absolutely right. People criticize Floyd, and they forget that 10 seconds before that, Victor Ortiz tried to knock his teeth out with his head.
Right.
But Floyd touched gloves with him, then went back to the center of the ring and touched gloves, and then hit him. So that's why I don't like
Right
that
hook
touch
by
glove
Melson.
stuff.
Well, I understand the idea that it's tough to be a gentleman and a successful fighter. I understand that. But I think Melson, you know, coming from West Point, he's going to bring a certain mindset to the ring, and that's not going to change because he's boxing.
Listen, the biggest criticism I got in boxing, me personally, was that I was too nice. And I never once touched gloves with people. I was respectful before and after fight. During the fight, I was not. And everybody complained to me that I was too nice of a guy.
There was nothing nice about those right hooks to the stomach.
Not at all. Final seconds of the round here.
Nice right hook again.
Round 5. Boyd Melson, Sean Wilson. Wilson in the all-black trunks.
Nice stiff jab by Boyd Melson.
Well, 2 points about Melson that might seem contradictory. One is, we saw him on Broadway boxing once before. It was in 2011. I've seen a lot of improvement in technique. 2, you're going to look good. You're going to look your best against a fighter who's fighting this kind of style as Wilson is. Wilson's letting Melson work, letting him land, letting him control the pace and the distance.
A couple of left hooks connects by Melson.
And you're right, Steve. Technique certainly has improved on Boyd Melson's part.
Right uppercut by Wilson.
And you have to give Melson a lot of the credit for that, but also Joey Gamache, who really was a master boxer in his day.
Melson now backs Wilson up.
Nice left hand to the body.
He's just working his body, talking about Wilson.
See, I like to see, I like to see Sean Wilson just let his hands go. Throw punches. Let's see what happens.
I think you in his corner. His corner's been imploring him to do that for the last 3 rounds.
If you don't give yourself a fair shot at winning, how do you expect to win? Let your hands go.
Well, unfortunately, we know in boxing it's not always about winning. With some guys.
And I never understood that. Because this is a sport where you can get hurt.
Cut developing under the eye, the right eye of Wilson. That eye also starting to swell up a bit.
So let's cheer these two combatants on as we head into the 6th and final round.
Last round between Boyd Melson, Sean Riley Wilson.
Not much of a need to go over the scorecards, is there?
No, not at all.
I think we're all in agreement.
I think we're all in.
I'm trying to give Sean Wilson a round just to have something to argue about. But I can't even do that.
Mercy round. Huh?
I just want to argue with you and Brian.
Wilson eats another left from Melson.
And Melson shook his left hand after he landed that shot like he heard it.
But all jokes aside, Boyd Melson has been successful. He has things.
Yeah, he is
totally
shaking that
in
left
control.
hand. You're right, Steve. And that's his power hand.
But Boyd should go for the knockout now.
I think you're right on point because he's using that right.
Yeah, he may just try to box his way to victory here.
Yeah.
Or to the finish line.
Has not thrown many lefts at all since throwing that big left, that connect.
Wilson showing a little bit of fight, just nothing consistent. Brian,
Good movement.
when you have an injured hand in a fight, and I know this is something that you can address because of the problems you have with your right hand, is it difficult to use that hand? I mean, I guess it depends on if it's broken or not, but knowing you're going to be in pain when you use it, is it hard to overcome that?
Well, my first hand injury inside the ring, it was very, very difficult to throw the shot again because I just had the pain on my brain. But second, third, and fourth time, I had no issues with it because it was more frustration on my hand again. So I knew how to place shots, such as to the chest, to the solar plex area. I knew how to place shots. I stayed away from the head, stayed away from the chin. But the first time you hurt your hand during the fight, it's very hard for you to make the proper adjustment or not throw the shot at all.
Well, the good news for Melson is he came in the last round,
I think Wilson just awakened and realized that he's in a fight.
Well, you just realized that?
He probably doesn't know Melson hurt his hand a little bit either.
And that's the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges, Waleska Roldan, Julie Letterman, and Larry Hazard Jr., are all in agreement, scoring it exactly the same, 60-54, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Boyd, the Rainmaker, Melson.